Party people, what's going on? This is Samaj Marsh. I'm the founder of BlueDeathValley.com, and I want to welcome you guys back to another special edition of Inside the Valley, the podcast that's devoted to relentless coverage of A&T football. Of course, got my two co-hosts here to help me out. First up, former A&T wide receiver and a native of Greensboro, North Carolina, my man, Dougie Fresh Brown. What's going on, Doug?
Hey, what's up, guys? Aggie Pride.
Aggie Pride for real. Yes, sir. And of course, the man in the middle always speaks in facts, is not talking riddle. Longtime A&T insider, beat writer on BlueDeathValley.com for over 2 decades, and now the current president of the Greensboro chapter of the AAF, my right-hand man, Craig Turner. What's going on, CT?
Hey, man, what's going on? Back again another week. Aggie Pride. I'm breaking in some new equipment tonight, so.
Yeah, hey, listen, hey, we going through it, man. We had some technical issues in our run up to this show, so hopefully everything goes good. Doug, you let me know if I can start getting fuzzy and choppy, whatever. So hopefully I sound all right. You're gonna be the technical support for tonight.
Hey, I got you. We're getting all the technical issues out of the way now because I don't want any issues with the scoreboard or anything come Saturday night. All right, no technical issues.
Saturday night's a big night, man. And I got to apologize too, man. I tell you, my mind's been going 100 miles per hour. I actually scheduled a dentist appointment this afternoon. I had a feeling. And so, Craig, I know you listen to a lot of gangster rap. There's this rapper from Buffalo named Conway the Machine. And he he got shot in the face. And so half his face doesn't move. That's how it was about an hour ago. My whole face was numb. Okay. And I didn't know if I could even enunciate my words tonight. So we've been just going through it tonight, man. But we're gonna make it happen. We're gonna play hurt, as they say. And we do have a fun show for you guys tonight. A lot of special guests. Well, not a lot of guests, a big time guest, right? A lot of special content, and we're going to talk about that game last Thursday. You know, we got to talk about it. The final score was not what we had hoped for, but I think people who went to that game or who saw it, you know, on TV, there was some good positive takeaways you can have from that experience. And then we're also going to talk about the upcoming matchup on Saturday, first home game of the season back in Truist Stadium against those pesky WSSU Rams. Haven't played them about 14 years, Craig. So that's going to be a rivalry renewed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's been a good little while. I had almost forgot about them over there in Winston-Salem.
And Craig,
Saturday night you can go back and forget them for another 14
years. Well, that was the thing on the board on A&T fan forum on BlueDeathValley.com. There was some discussion amongst some of the posters. They were like, "Is this even a big time rival for us now?" You know, when I was in school, the '90s, you had Central, and then you had WSSU. That was like 1 and 1A. I guess since Winston State moved back to D2 after a short period back in the MEAC, in the early 2000s, they've kind of been out of sight, out of mind, right? So, but listen, you're old school Aggie. Tell me, if in your blood, does it still pump when you find out about SSU on the schedule?
Yeah. It opened my eyes when I heard about that game.
Right.
When I was at A&T, Winston was on the schedule every year, so I remember distinctly we had taken a hiatus from him when Bill Hayes first year at Winston-Salem State, and Aggies were feeling real confident, and they came over to Memorial Stadium and ran us out of our own place, and ever since then they've been a thorn in my side. So, right. That was Kermit Blunt and Timmy Newsom, those guys.
Yeah.
They put a whooping on us that day.
And Doug,
this is now.
Yeah, that was exactly. But Doug, I don't think you played them when you were a player, but right after that, when the dark days of A&T came, that kind of ushered in the dark days, because I think that was Lee Fobb's first game as an A&T head coach. You might have been on that staff as an assistant. And they came here, I don't know, it was 2006, 2007. They beat us like 41-14. And that's when we knew we might, like Houston, might have a problem. You remember that infamous day?
Oh yeah. Well, first my since with Winston State started back as a young man, going over to Winston Bowman Gray to see the Aggies take on the Rams. Those night games, you always look forward to that night game down on the track. With a special atmosphere. But going back and forth, the two schools are so close. We got friends and family from both schools, so I missed the rivalry. Again, I was on the other side of the rivalry when we started coaching and playing against those guys. And we took some L's, but I also got to hand out a game ball against Winston. Coach got his first win down there. And we got some scuffles. We had a few scuffles. The rival scuffles we had with Central as well. But those boys talk a lot. They got their own kind of profile, and they'll be coming out ready to play. Man, they're gonna give it all they got. But we definitely owe them one. We owe them a couple. And what better school to Coach Brown to get his first win against than those other boys from down the street. So we got to take one this week. We'll worry about the other one later in September. But it's gonna be a great weekend.
Yeah. And this is like say home sweet home, coming back home from a tough little road trip last Thursday night in Winston. We're gonna break that game down, talk all about the positives and some of the negatives and some things we can build on. But like you say, Saturday night is gonna be a new beginning under the lights, and hopefully, we believe it's going to be a great presentation, not just of football, but of the stadium in itself, and especially the revigorated, revitalized A&T football field. Because over the past couple years, that has been a point of discussion. On our fan forum for I guess I don't know how long it's gone back, Craig, but we had a thread that's been going in triple digits with people complaining and concerned about the state of the grass football field at Aggie Stadium, BB&T Stadium, Truist Stadium now. And for a while it just seemed like it was getting progressively worse. And there was the talk, maybe we should throw in the towel, forget about, I know we're an agricultural school, forget about trying to fix that grass, because it seems like it's like a nut we can't crack. Let's go ahead and let's get some turf in there. That's just throw in our hand and just do what everybody else is doing. And so there was discussion: should we have turf? Should we have grass? And all this and that. But somehow, some way, I don't know where it came from, but suddenly the grass started to get better. And I think I noticed it probably a couple of years ago, maybe. I think like 2 years ago, I went to it was late in the fall, and I said this is when the grass normally starts turning that golden brown that we know about, and it was still that crispy green. And I think really last season I saw it just take. I was like, man, this is like almost emerald the way this grass looks. This looks healthy, and once again when it got cold, it still didn't change. And finally this spring was like the coup de grace, right? Because I saw that grass this spring, and I just wanted to fall out and just roll around in it like a little kid. That's how beautiful it was. But so we did some research, and we found out what happened, right? A&T located a local grass guru. I call him a grass messiah because he worked miracles, and he's actually an Aggie. And we brought him on the show tonight to talk about his magic work and what we can expect Saturday night from that football stadium. So guys, let me bring to the show our first time guest, Mr. Dionte Sharpe. Mr. Sharpe, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Right.
Man, listen, because of you, I'm doing a lot better. Because I know when I go out there Saturday night, man, I'm be feeling good about my university. I'm gonna have a lot of Aggie pride for real, and that's something your handiwork. So let's just run it down. So you have your own landscaping business, and it's based here in the Greensboro area, correct?
Yes, sir.
And what's the name of this company of yours?
Sharpe's Landscaping and Design.
Sharpe's Landscaping and Design. And somehow, I guess, you got connected with the folks at A&T, and they asked you to provide services for the football field.
Well, honestly, after graduation, I was working for Bryan Park. I was working on soccer fields, and then I was working at the golf course in Lake Norman, which is now Trump National. And so, long story short, I was trying to get my foot in the door as a student, but it was an issue with financial aid. And, being allowed to, do work study hours. So I just kept looking and seeing how I can like enhance. And so my mentor, Mr. Willie Deese, introduced me to the university back in 2017. I sat down, with some important people, and they said, right now we don't have nothing for you to do. It will be about 3 years for we to give you a call. So I went back to my 8 to 5 job, making about $11 an hour, just fighting. And then finally one day I get a call from the university and I quit my job. And ever since then it's been tick-tock boom. And so I was doing mainly work on campus. And so probably about maybe 4 or 5 years ago, then opportunity started coming with athletics. And like I say, they had a system that they've been, working with for years. And, I would throw out hints, hint there, hint there.
Okay.
Finally, I've proven myself, and that's like, hey, okay, let's just get this a shot. And so once I had opportunity to produce and being consistent, and then the rest is history. And sometimes I don't look at if it makes money. I'm just worried about results. That's my main focus.
All right, so let me show some visuals, hopefully here of what you had to work with when you took over and what it looks like now. Oh man, so this is loading up for us here, but we came a long way, baby, right? So I guess the main thing that was troublesome to me was the hue of the grass, right? It was like say in the wintertime, it looked almost a golden brown. So I'm trying to get this to load here. Here it is. So let me bring it to. So this was how this. I remember this, and Doug, you remember this game. This was Central
game.
2019. It was going right before we was going to the Celebration Bowl. It was
the first year they didn't cross the 50, right?
Yeah, right. And this is the last one. This is right when
capped off 0-99, right?
This is 2019.
Oh, all right, I got it.
Yeah. And this is just I actually highlighted all the areas that were still green. Everything that you see a red arrow for, that's where I located green. Everything else was gold. Okay. And here's another shot. On this one, this was the only green area was over there by the sideline. Everything else is golden brown. I said, maybe we're doing this kind of like Boise State, where Boise State has a blue field, the Smurf turf. Maybe we try to go gold because that's our colors. I was like, maybe strategic. But nah, which is that the grass was dead and it's the winter time. So lo and behold, over the years, you came along. This is from your website. And I guess you got your own little tractor system here, and you put. I don't want you to give your special sauce away. That's to be sold, not told. That's your business. But you did something incredible, and you started fixing Aggie stadiums slowly but surely. This is how it looked in the spring. And look at that.
Wow,
Dougie, Dougie, come on now. Let's go. Let's just go back. Let's just go back from there to there, and then look at this, Craig. Oh my! It was like carpet. That's like we went and laid down some carpet. That looks like artificial turf. So, as much as you can tell us, man, can the process? What was your first when you looked at this and you said, okay, I got a massive task ahead of me. What was the first thing you want to do to, I guess, to start the process?
Before I get started, I wanna give a shout out to Mr. Billy Ederson and Daniel Omar Williams, because without them guys, I wouldn't be able to do that.
Okay.
And so really,
yes,
what we do, we put together a calendar, and so each month we decide what we're gonna do to the field, if it's involving herbicide, insects, or sowing grass. And so what you seeing in the video, it was probably a winter month, and the field just probably had so much use to where the grass wasn't out. Now, last year, that was what you just showed was probably an opportunity where they gave me a chance to oversee the field, which is a cool season ryegrass. So typically, your warm season grass, which is Bermuda, what you normally see goes brown, that typically stays green until we get our first frost. So typically right now, what we'll do right now, we'll have, natural turf, Bermuda, but right before homecoming, we'll oversee the field with rye. And so as football is playing away games, we let give it time for the grass seed to germinate, and we'll fertilize. And so basically we fertilize every 30 days. And so on the spring game, I had an idea, and then, like I say, they give me the open floor to perform and produce. And so I told my guys, to say, hey, look, we got a spring game. Let's go fertilize that field. And I really fertilize it and look, because we have so much going on. Not only did I'm trying to do the game field, I'm also doing softball, practice field, the band field, and War Memorial Stadium. So I don't try to I try to spend an equal amount of time on each field, but the game field is very personal because that's where your public's going to come. That's where your most revenue is going through. So I strive for excellence. I have a lot of people hold me accountable when it comes to that field. I pick up the phone calls, questions before I mix any chemical. It's very constructive criticism that goes along with it. And so once you start seeing the public recognizing, it just pushes me, I don't care what it costs. If I want the result, I'm gonna pay for it. And so, and here we are tonight. So I'm very humbled and honored that you guys, are paying attention to this stuff, because hey,
Dionte, you ain't got to worry about that. Now, one thing that we at Blue Death Valley got is a lot of free time, and we got a lot of strong opinions, and we care. We just like you, obviously, we care about this university, and
yes, sir.
And we invest our own resources in trying to bring light to a lot of subjects, and so we can understand that pride you have in your work. And it's not just like going, to a 9 to 5 and clocking out and that's it. Like you care, and it shows. That's what the beautiful thing about it is. I can see your heart in that product on that field. I can see your blood, sweat, and tears. Doug, you played on the field, and I promise you, it wasn't looking like that when you probably played. What is it as a player? What does it look like? What does it feel like to see that?
I mean, I am an undercover grass fanatic. So just watching Deontay's his stories and following it and seeing the work they're putting in, not only at the ball field but all across campus, man. And I want you to, in a minute, to talk more about some of the work you've done all across campus. But my experience in the Aggie Stadium, man, I remember being a young boy and saying that we had backyard grass on the game field. That didn't really make sense to me. We had that old, I call it Aggie Fescue, right?
Oh, man.
Not even the Holland Bowl. We had Aggie Fescue in there. And so, I remember hanging around guys like Mo Smith, who were out there practicing and getting in the summer and training on that, right? We didn't have much of a track, and we had the grass out there, and we were just happy it was growing in the summer. And those guys, a lot of great Aggies were made on that field. So to see that thing continue to grow, and when they came in and laid down the new irrigation system and we got new turf, that was a big deal for us, right? At that point in time, to get a new surface, that was something that had never been done, really. And I think they came back a few years later and maybe replaced drainage or something on it. But you're right. They have so many events. We've got track events. We've got you name it coming through the stadium, and for the field to maintain its integrity throughout the season, throughout the winter, man, it's awesome. So, man, hats off to you. Shout out to Willie Deese on that one too, man.
Yeah. So there he is right there. He's watching the show. He said, "Can I get the Aggie pride?" Deontay is talented. He knows now. That's big time. He knows his craft, and he takes pride in everything he does. He's an Aggie taking care of business on the football field and around campus. Deontay, when you read something like that, well, how does that make you feel when Mr. Willie Deese?
And it's amazing because I've been knowing Mr. D since I was 5-6 years old. And he's the reason why I came to A&T. Like I said, I'm from Statesville. There's very few of us at my age that's outside working day by day. Like my team, we're working 50, 60 hours every week. And the thing about it with our situation, everybody thinks it's easy to get the grass green, but I'm working around track and field. We have the public that comes, decide to do workouts on the game field. So I'm happy to keep my fingers crossed as I'm dressing someone. Hey, you just fertilize the field. I need you to leave. So we deal with a lot of surprises. On top of that, we have had few scrimmages. So most universities, the game field is only used on game day. But to be able to see the field do what it does now with the amount of work, hosting track meet events and just letting it be an everyday use. I mean, there's somebody on that field every day, non-athletic, athletic, you name it. I mean, you have to basically have all eyes on that game field. And meanwhile, you have a practice field and barely nobody, go to give that field no love. They want to go on the game field.
Now
So,
I gotta ask you a question. It seems as if we've had a campus makeover beautification in terms of the landscaping. Are you responsible for that as well? Because I mean, if anybody stopped by campus recently and noticed just how beautiful it is, I mean, it's a beautiful place, always has been, but it just seems like it's glowing now. I mean, every corner, every nook of campus looks like it's been addressed.
Right. So some of that, what you see is we just do as a kind of as our heart. We give back to the university on numerous occasions.
Wow.
Some stuff you see is, of course, goes through a bid and it's contracted work. But some of the corners we just done. I just say, hey guys, let's go beautify that area. So I'm a typical person, and much as I love A&T, if I see an area don't get the right attention, or if I see an opportunity to produce to get curb appeal, I'm gonna take advantage, and that's what we've been doing. And like I say, I don't get caught up in what it costs. I just want to do the work and see people appreciate it.
And Craig, you probably, when you drove up to the campus the last time, I remember that's exactly what I saw was that curb appeal. It's just like those small little details that make a whole big difference. Because I know even outside the Bryan Fieldhouse, there's some new plants out there, some trees. I mean, it's a whole landscape design. Was that your handiwork, Deontay?
Yes, that's all me.
Oh man, it's all you. I can tell. And if you guys ever drove around like High Point University, like it's that's a beautiful campus, but everything is like, you can tell it wasn't just organic. They didn't have trees that's coming out naturally. They had to decide, I'm gonna put this. Where did you get that? Where did you learn, I guess, the design element of your craft?
Well, my background, I'm a graduate of landscape architecture. So, growing up through college and then going through the workforce typically we take a space and we create it to be an viable, enjoyable place. And so some stuff you can't draw on paper, we just freestyle, we freelance. So I just love seeing an area, and like that, corners are very important because as you like you say, High Point, every corner they got a ideal planting bed. And so like right now, like I said, we're a school of agriculture, so I'm trying to incorporate that. Trying to get the students engaged. That way, when they graduated, they still have the passion to start somewhere, and they look at me and as alumni saying, "Hey, if he's doing that, I want to go after what he's doing." And so that's what we're doing. I'm engaging my guys because I've had employees that didn't finish high school, didn't finish college, so I'm letting them guys know that, hey, we can make this thing work, and everybody's learning. So, like I say, if I get opportunity to enhance, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna enhance.
And I understand you have 10 like full-time employees, but you also work with some of the student athletes, and you especially the football players during the off season, you give them a chance to get their hands dirty and through some dirt and working on some stuff. Talk about that, how you kind of mentoring some of the players.
Well, like I say, I don't go out there and say, hey, I'm hiring. You just have some heavy hitters on the team that will practice nonstop throughout the week and say, hey, I'm got a free day. I got you need any help. And I'm not gonna turn into an athlete because I know what it's like being a college student looking for extra funds. And a lot of people say, hey, won't you do an NIL? But I just love giving back. And then, like I say, I'm big on community. Doug can vouch for that. I'm big on helping someone. I mean, I don't like turning my back and saying someone no. So if someone wants to work, I got plenty of work for them.
Hey, well, you hit the nail on the head. And there's two things I was going to mention that I feel like Aggie should know that that you're a part of. Most recently, you brought out Cold Steel Drumline to your church.
Yes, sir.
So that was an awesome event for those who can go online and see it. And
what church you a member of?
I'm right now in fellowship with Elon First Baptist, located in Elon, North Carolina, under the leadership of James Wilkes.
Okay, and so you brought Cold Steel to Elon First Baptist.
Yes, sir. Brought them all the way to Burlington.
Oh man,
locations. We have a location in Elon and a location in Burlington, and like I say, it's all about networking relationship. With the resources that I have, we was able to make it happen. We had a few members on the drum line that was from the area, so their family came out. Like I say, it was the church was giving away 1,000 backpacks. So I said, you know what, we're gonna put ourselves on the map. So, you know, with the people I know, shout out to Ron Rogers, Harvey Thompson, and Billy Edgerson again. We made it happen, and it was a beautiful event.
Man.
Yeah. Second thing I got to disclose is, you know, your perspective on game days. You know, Deontay, he's not just handling the grass and handling all the beautification of, you know, going on campus. My man is getting it done on the grill as well, and he's a part of the Blue Lot Special. Back there.
The Blue Crew.
He finished second in the barbecue cook-off last year. If you recognize his face before, you know, he don't say much, but a man can throw down on the green egg back there on the back end. You know, and he keeps a solid tailgate spot, man. But we just
as your man Robin there would say, support the tailgate.
Support the tailgate. We're looking for a big year, man, that whole road. But if you see that man back there cooking, stop by and holler at him, because he's back there getting it done. I don't know if he's working on game day, if he's enjoying it. It's kind of like he's seeing the fruits of his labor come to fruition right in front of him, but also spending time feeding folks and taking care of Aggies just like he does every day, man. So, you know, we love to shout people out and give you your flowers, man, for what you're doing for the whole Aggie Nation, the Aggie Village. It's making a difference, man. It's making a difference. I'll tell you that much.
Hey, Craig, so you seen a lot of A&T football. You won the first season ticket holders at Aggie Stadium, what was called back then. Just tell me from your perspective how you feel when you see that grass looking like that finally.
It's never looked better. I mean,
never.
I was there for the first game in '81 when we opened the place, and it's never looked that good. Even on its best days, it didn't look as good as it looked this past football season. It is an immaculate field. It will rival anybody's grass field around here. And so my hat's off to you, Deontay. You guys do a tremendous job with that. And
yeah, we really give ourselves some grace. Like, you believe it, I have some tight friends in my circle. I have friends that work at Elon. I have friends that work at UNCG. So I said, hey, how did your field look? And so I don't compare, but, you know, like I say, I want A&T to be on the map when it comes with looks, and I want us to play good. I want our field to look good. And like I say, you know, down the road, I can see this university having multiple fields. I like to see our intramurals be on a legit field, you know. So the future is bright for A&T. So that's why right now, when I have the ability to perform, we're gonna take care of what we have now. And like I say, I'm not a fan of turf. I'm always gonna be a natural guy.
There we go.
So we answered that question.
That's what I like to hear.
All right, so before we let you go, Deontay, we got you know, there's people in the chat going crazy. They say, I want my grass like that. Do you do any residential work?
I'm not going to, you know, look down on residential. Like I said, I started off with doing residential, and with having the type of employment that I have in the payroll, it has to be a large scale residential for me to consider. Now, I do take on landscaping projects. So if it's a renovation or something that we'd go and rip everything out and put back, I'll consider it. But as far as weekly maintenance, it really has to be something up, because you be surprised. Residentials are just as needy as commercials.
Oh, I know. I'm one of the guys. I'm very needy.
Right. And then when you talking about dealing with weeds, you have customers that will call you 10, 11 o'clock at night over a clover leaf, and it's like, hey, I can't get out the bed and come treat it. I'll do it tomorrow. Yeah. So I've learned to be smart about what we, you know, take on as a company, because like I say, time is money. And, you know, like I say, as me doing A&T, or I might be doing a streetscape for the city of Greensboro, I might be maintaining a wastewater treatment plant, or I'm landscaping schools. We have to make it make sense, not only for me, but my guys as well. Right.
And like I said, you were a graduate of A&T from 2012 when you graduated, and 2012. And man, this has been a super cool thing for me, because you don't understand how us nerds have been arguing for how many years, Doug? How many years has that thread been on Blue Death Valley? It's got to be
existing. At least 20 years.
It's been about 15 years. It's been a long time, man.
Easy.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. And so we almost can officially close it now because of you. So thank you. I'm calling you the grass messiah, because you have really worked a miracle. But check this out.
Hey, you can't just call him a grass messiah. You can't get off without calling him a member of the greatest fraternity out there, man. He's a noob
Also,
too,
he's
man.
a noob too, man.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we gotta have to start keeping track of how many noops we had.
That's right. We kind of tally mark.
Yeah, we kind of
another tally.
We crossed together.
Oh, y'all cross together. You and the fresh. Okay, man.
24.
Oh, I got you. Everybody's a noob these days. All right, so look at here, man. If people they got a maybe not a small house, but they got a football field they want to get treated. How can people get in contact with you, find out about your services, get on your radar, maybe learn some tips? How can people contact you and stay up on Deontay Sharpe?
The best way to contact us is through our website, www.sharpslandscaping.com. We also on social media. Like I say, if I get my number out, it just go bananas.
Yeah.
but right now, social media is probably the best advertisement.
Okay.
Like I say, I move in silence. People notice me. I don't have decals on my trucks. I barely post anything. If it's because we're friends on Facebook, Instagram. But we'll give it a shot. Like I say, but people just be mindful of what you have, because I'm coming in with a large crew, and I want people to be on point on what they need to be done. So like I say, I've been through a lot. Every job ain't a good one. And
once again, this is how it looked this spring, and we expecting it's looking immaculate Saturday night when we played Winston-Salem State, first home game of the season, 7 p.m. So man, once again, thank you so much for coming out, and we're gonna go to that website. Tell me the website one more time.
Deontay Sharpe.
No, the website. What's the website?
Oh, I'm sorry. www.sharpslandscaping.com.
Sharpslandscaping.com. Okay. And Blue Death Valley, we're gonna keep on. If you want to be humble and soft spoken, we're gonna keep on ringing the bell for you, because we love your work.
I really appreciate it, because when you guys put out the posts after the spring game, I had 3 to 4 high schools reach out to me the next day.
What?
Yeah, so, and in our community, I mean, I just give a few. Dudley High School, Smith High School, Piedmont Classical. So
no. Please, if you got any opportunity to do some pro bono work, go to Smith. They need it, because if you can fix Smith, then you are the true grass messiah. Because that might be worse than A&T. Because I was on there this weekend. I think I've seen some, I don't know, some crowbars, some dead bodies over there. That's rough. That's a rough patch. But we got to get Smith right, man. But until next time, Deontay, this has been a true pleasure, and I'll probably see you in the blue lights on Saturday, mess around with Doug and those guys, man.
If you at the game, I'll be at the tailgate waiting on you.
Yes, sir. All right, man. You take care. Thanks for coming out.
All right, you proud.
You
appreciate
proud,
it, man.
Hey, that's a cool dude. That's one of your brothers, huh?
That's my brother, man. Humble guy, man.
I like him.
But excellent work, man. I think folks will be surprised when they come back for G-Ho, when they're like all on the yard, and they're like, man, this place looks amazing. I mean, you could tell the difference. I was kind of on and off campus all summer and just saw his crew at work. It seems like they're always getting something done. So you guys will see, man. Check it out. For those who haven't been on campus, take a stroll, take a ride through campus, and check out some of the work that's been done.
Right. All right, so we got to talk about some football. That was great. That was a great segue into Saturday night. But first, let's go back, man. We had a season opener last Thursday at Wake, and a lot of us were at that game. If you were at that game in the chat, give us a quick little opinion of how you thought things went. But Craig, let me throw it to you. Give me your overview of what was the final score? 40, what we lose? 41, 45-13. Give me an overview of that 45-13 loss, and what happened in your eyes.
Well, the biggest thing was the question going in was what were we going to be like offensively, and what kind of improvement we were going to see on the offensive side of the ball. Wake Forest is a team full of fifth and sixth year guys. They got a lot of COVID guys on that team. Few grad transfers on defense, so they're pretty stout. They had six all ACC players coming back. So they're pretty stout defensively. We moved the ball. We moved the ball on them. We definitely ran the ball on them, and that was a good. That's a good omen. That because running the football is what we like to do. And last year, I think when we played UAB, we had trouble just picking up first downs. So when I went back and looked at the statistics, we ran once you take out the loss
The
of
fumbles,
fumbles and
not fumbles. Yeah, the snap over the head. The snap over the head was
snap on head. We lost like 30 yards out of that one. And, and we had a few sacks, but as far as the running backs were concerned, we ran for 220 on those guys.
I told you, somebody asked me, I said, we gonna run the ball. I mean, that's one thing we wake up out of bed at 3 o'clock in the morning, go outside, we gonna be able to run the ball. I don't care what the situation is, who's the opponent. That's gonna be our DNA, So
I agree. On the defensive side of the ball, I thought considering how many new people we had that we have on defense, I thought we did an excellent job for about 2.5 quarters.
Then we kept running out of steam. We
ran, their mesh offense they run is difficult to defend. You don't see it. Very few people run it. You don't see it that often. And Wake Forest runs it to perfection. They do. It's almost like a hesitation type of deal. It looks like the play is stopped, or they just stop in mid motion, and then the back breaks left, right, up the middle, depending on where the gap is created. So it's almost like an offense that's not really a set play.
I thought somebody blew the whistle. Like there was several times where I thought the whistle was blown because everybody on the field stopped, and then I see the man throw a slant for like 20 yards. Like, hold on a second, was the play dead or not? So I hate. I don't want to say it no more. If I don't have to see that slow mesh anymore,
they try to freeze you. They freeze you with that. That's what they do, and then they make their move. But I thought we did a really good job against the deep ball. And I knew that's what Wake Forest was going to attempt to go over the top early. They were going to try to beat us deep early. And I think Aaron Harris had a tremendous game. He made the one play on the deep route. It was a thing of beauty to watch him defend that because he was stride for stride with the guy. And just strip the ball away. Knock the ball away. I think Karan Prunty had a solid game. They didn't really test him too much. They went at him a couple times, but then they decided to try to go against Harris, and Aaron showed why he's Aaron Harris. He's he's as solid a corner as you want to have. When you get 63 scholarships against 85, they probably had 120. They had 120 guys out there in the warm up. So they run it in waves. They just wore us down. And I kind of expected that. It was brutally hot out there.
I knew those cramps. I knew those cramps were gonna come because
every team in America cramped up.
Oh Lord! And talk about cramps. Hey, Dougie, my son had a touchdown run. He about to go 50 yards. Hey, that thing hit him off the 30-yard line. I thought somebody shot him in the hamstring. Man, he seized up like that's another story. But Hey, so Bill, you jump in. Give me your takeaway from that Thursday night, man.
I think the game unfolded pretty much like we thought it would. We really wanted to see us go out and be competitive, show well, as I say. I thought we did that first half. Things to be excited about. Again, the fact that we ran the ball well, the fact we moved the ball. Our coach was able to develop plays at opportune times. Sure, we made some mistakes. Of course, we can tackle better. Really encouraged by the fact that we were behind and came back to tie the game. Came back to take the lead actually in the second quarter. So that's impressive, man. When you can kind of go toe to toe, go back and forth, start the game with a 3 and out. So you did some good things, and you'd like to have a few plays back, but it's encouraging. Definitely have some things to build on, and think the most important thing is if you finish the game relatively healthy as well, Craig.
Yep. So Craig, you talked about Aaron Harris. Let me show one of his highlights from his time in the secondary last Thursday.
Earlier. Bachman on second down, looking down the seam, looking down the far side, and that one is incomplete. No flag. Donovan Green looking for his second touchdown of the night. Aaron Harris in coverage.
Harris did about as well as you could. Stay with him.
See, I love the fact that he's talking, man. He's a dog. He's like, I don't care if y'all ACC, SEC, Big Ten, whatever. You know, I'm Aaron Harris, and you're gonna have to, you know, it's gonna be a long day. You know, so I love the fact that he's giving it, and he's not just happy to be there. You know.
Oh yeah.
When the ball is up in the air, go attack it. Got there lower.
The best thing about that is he actually. Let me show you. He actually turns his head.
Right.
That's what saved him from getting that call, the penalty. Because when you turn your head, the officials gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. But if you just run into the guy and look crazy, then they can't help you.
You have a chance. You have a chance. If you turn your head around as a defensive back, 9 times out of 10, you got equal chance for the ball, and that's the way the ref was going to look at it. I saw so many plays this weekend on TV. A lot of these college games, guys had perfect position for defense, except for nobody turned their head around. They got the flag. They always get the flag. You always get the flag when you don't turn your head around.
Got there a little early. But it's been one of those nights where both teams seem to be getting away with that.
So look, Doug, it's early, but I tell you this, man, I feel pretty good. We got Prunty on one side, and we got somebody like Harris making plays on the other side. That's a damn good cornerback unit. That's going to be one of the tops in this conference.
Oh yeah, I mean, especially if you can marry that up with some pressure up front. And, we know Coach can run some exotic schemes. We saw us bring some pressure from the cornerback position a few times off the edge. So we're gonna dial it up. What do you call Coach Z's Frankenstein defense?
The Frankenstein monster, yeah.
Yeah, the Frankenstein monster, yeah. So we'll have some stuff. And I always say it's good anytime you get some game film on an opponent. You got that first game out of the way. So every team you play from here on out, you'll have a little film to study on and help build your game plan. So I'm excited about it, man. These guys have shown, the staff has proven that they are students of the game, and they're going to get in there and drop a good scheme. So, hopefully with some new additions on our roster, we'll be able to compete and really put some good football on the field starting this week.
And guys, I think we defensively we try to hold our own, but offensively, I thought we really had some good highlights. And you got to think, not only was this one of the worst, statistical offenses in the nation last year, we were dead last in passing, and we were moving the ball, pretty consistently against Wake's secondary, and even with that massive pass rush. And their the strength of their defense was their front line. They were getting through us, in the backfield, but we still were holding on. And I think one guy in particular really he made a name for himself. This was the coming out party for Kenji Christian. He had shown signs last year, and if you go to our fan forum, I had like a little fall camp update, a thread. Everybody was asking me what's going on fall camp, and I was like, look here, Kenji Christian is looking like Eric Dickerson. I don't know what's gotten into him over the all season, but that's a different dude. And he was doing the spectacular things the first day of camp when it was over at Bryan Park. He was just running through. I was like, that's not normal. I ain't see that last year, and it carried over to last Thursday. Let me show you a little bit of Kenji Christian in action against Wake Forest.
Third down and short. The give, tripped up, might have gotten the first down.
And see, that's a simple 1 yard, 1.5 yard run, but a lot of people got stopped at the line of scrimmage. The way he fell forward, that just shows you he's a different caliber running back, right? If you can stumble and get some contact and still fall forward, and get that first down where you need to, I can count on you.
Christian now in the backfield, gets the handoff. He's inside the 10. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Aggies.
Run for the Aggies. Watch this block there, but the hole. You got to make that tackle, and if you don't, that guy's running, and you can see the block down the field, which allowed you.
And say, look, he's silky smooth, right? You know, but he has a strong base. And he runs violent. He like Walter Payton. He said that, you know, his thing was never die easy. When somebody made a tackle with Walter Payton, he said, "I'm going to make you feel the pain. I'm going to punish you as much as you're going to punish me." So he never, you know, Walter Payton never liked to run out of bounds. Kenji Christian, and that's I think maybe some of the fumbles he had last year is he just hates giving up. If there's an inch of extra grass he can gain on that play, he wants to try to get it. And so he's always twisting and reaching. And last year, you know, with his ball security issues, that kind of came out to bite. But this year, I think he's more cognitive of protecting that ball, but he's still a violent, this deliberate runner. And man, it was a joy to see. Yeah.
You know what else, man? We got to give a shout out to Coach Nate Poole and his super freak. You know, it's still super freaks the jump ball you return.
Yeah.
But you know, those guys did a heck of a job blocking, man.
Let's go back. Let's go back.
Dillard got to start, man. He earned the start just off his blocking abilities, man. And I saw all those guys with increased effort, right? Maximum effort out there on the wing blocking, and to have an effective running game. And to have big long runs, you got to have good blocking on the corner and on the outside. So.
Yeah, number 5. Tell me his last name again, Dougie. What was it? Devon? Was it?
Isn't it Dillard?
Javon Dillard.
Dillard, number 5. Yeah. Now look at him. He thought to have he stalk blocks this DB on this edge, and this basically has a long personal conversation with him and saying, "You gonna stay here for like about 10 seconds and you ain't gonna go nowhere." So watch this block at the bottom of the screen.
He's inside the 10. He's in the end zone.
A good call, Dougie. He just sealed that edge and made it so easy for him.
So we talked about him being 6'2", 205 plus, and being a surprise on the depth chart when it came out the other week that, you know, he was listed as a starter. We knew he had talent, just hadn't seen him do much since he'd been at A&T.
Yeah,
and he went out there and he dominated on the edge, man. You go back and look at some of the highlights, man. There were plays where he was wearing the corners out, and Amante too. I saw Amante getting in there throwing his weight around. So all those guys really had improved effort on the edge, man. And so expect some more big runs. It's going to happen when you got guys on the edge blocking.
Touchdown, Aggies!
Run for the Aggies. Watch this block there, but the hole, you got to make that tackle.
And that's how you draw it up, guys. You want them to have to make one guy miss in the hole. Kenji Christian can do that all day. And most of our running backs can.
Christian gets the ball, gets some good blocking, spins his way.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Somebody else would have gone down at the 39-yard line. He's like, no, I'm twisting. I'm getting that extra yard, get that first down. That's big time.
40, and that should be a first down. Anderson with the tackle. They will move the chains. And how about the elusiveness and the cutback ability from Christian?
Got to give some credit to Corian Sharpe, 59, who they say looks like
good block.
Look at 59 in there.
Yeah, Jonathan Cannon with a good block
too. That's not Death Row Records, baby, but it is running downhill.
Road trips to Richmond, Villanova, Campbell.
Got stopped. It still got me 3-4 yards. Them dirty yards, man, show up in the stats, man. But I'm telling you, that changes the whole tempo. Now instead of going second and 10, now I'm second and 4, second and 5. You know, it makes a difference, man.
Former transfer from Virginia.
Look at that.
Nearly wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage. There's Christian. You can see. Well, he was a former.
So he about to be stopped short of the line of scrimmage, and he rolled out, kept on going. Craig, I got good news and bad news. Good news is we got the best running back in FCS football. The bad news is he will not be on our roster next year. I'm telling you right now. This is a 1-year rental, Dougie. This is a 1-year rental.
Nah,
this dude got transfer report written all over him, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Power 4 player, component. The outside, that's Christian.
And when you got somebody like that who's not only, you know, fast, but he's quick, you can throw those little toss sweeps and know he's gonna get around that edge, you know.
Got some room near a first down. Mocked out
Chargers in Pittsburgh.
Look at this run.
Cesar Romero is now back in on the offensive line to help lead the way for Kenji Christian down the near side.
Sure that this doesn't happen because this blocking, this counter play by them is just great gash play.
So that was Kendrick Christian, and like I say, he'll probably be in a North Carolina State or Clemson uniform next year. But we got him this year. Listen, we got him this year.
I'm not buying that.
We got him this year, and I'm just happy for that. I'm small blessings from right there. But Doug, real quick, just give me a synopsis on number 7 and his performance.
Special talent, man. I was happy he showed up at the right time. Again, he's still part of a stable of running backs, and I believe in all of our guys. But Christian, I mean, he possesses a unique talent. Again, he's quick and he's fast. He's got good size. But he's a playmaker, man. He's just one of those guys. He reminds me of a guy I played with in high school. He's got that freak ability like my man Emmanuel Byers. But, he's freaky with the ball, man. And I'm looking forward to him making more guys miss as we continue to progress through the season. He's a tough guy to tackle. You got Graves banging on you, and then you got Kenji coming in. I mean, both those guys, they're a tag team group, and
the Blizzard got a couple snaps, and he looked pretty good.
I mean, the room is much deeper than that, guys.
Man,
I'm excited about the entire room. We won't expose all of our talent there. We'll let Coach kind of do his thing on that. But yeah, Kenji's been a leader for us, man. He's been getting it done on the field. So look for him to have another big season and another big season in his Aggie career, man. We gotta and say he's on the first bus out of here, man. We one game in this year.
Yeah, one game in, 14 carries, 118 yards and a touchdown. That's pretty good opening performance. That's a really good opening performance.
And that was against probably the toughest defense we're going to face all year. So the sky is literally the limit. He probably get maybe 2 quarters on Saturday. Hopefully, if the game goes the way we think it's going to go. And then we'll see a lot of Shameik Blizzard and maybe some of the other younger running backs. Because, we don't want to look past Winston State, but we got a big one following week. So we want to stay focused one game at a time. But there was another big event that happened Thursday, and that was we finally found out who was the winner of that big quarterback battle. We it was very quiet as kept around campus. And we heard murmurs of this guy starting and this guy getting first team reps, whatever. But when the opening kickoff happened, first the offense went on the field first. Who do we see, Craig? Who was the first quarterback out there?
KJ White Jr.
KJ White Jr. So none of us predicted that, though, right? We all thought Fami.
Well, I mean, I predicted that you'd probably be wrong, like for the other years. You hadn't been able to get that right. Ain't Roy either. So I mean, I'm not surprised, man. Coaches talk highly about KJ and his ability. The moment he's got here, and we know that his legs are special because that's some talent that no one else on the football field, most of the time on either sideline has. So I mean, that's a unique weapon that you got to try to find a way to use. So as long as he's healthy, I mean, he's got to be out there making plays for you in some capacity. But I've been telling people since we turned on KJ's film, KJ is not just a runner. He's a quarterback. He's a passer. The man lit it up in high school.
Right.
And what you need to do is put together a little short mix of some of the throws he made. KJ threw some dart and some windows. I even had a few little Patrick Mahomes, little flick of the wrist type throw. We were just watching it a couple hours ago, a buddy of mine. So just know that you're gonna, just like Coach said, I think his words are gonna come true. As the season continues to progress, KJ is gonna show you more and more of his ability and what he can do within those lines on the football field. So I'm excited.
Yeah. And guys, I'll be honest with you, full transparency, from the media availability they gave us at practice, there was some first couple of days that he was kind of being held out. He was nursing something. I don't know. I don't want to speculate, but he was trying to, get back to full strength. I don't personally know, in my opinion, if he was full strength at Wake Forest. I think there were signs that, he was a little bit more hesitant to take off and run that we saw last year, even the spring game. I mean, we talked about how explosive he looked in the spring game, and he didn't look that explosive Thursday. He looked more comfortable in the pocket, And I don't know if he was just more mindful of I want to, just be more of a pocket passer this game and not, shoot my shot against the power forward defense, on the first game of the year. So I don't know if he was, but he just didn't look like he was willing to take off. I think it might just be still, some elements he's trying to get better with, trying to work through. Craig, you see anything like that? Were you kind of concerned that he wasn't running as much?
I think there's a development going on with him for him not to take off as quickly or as early as he did a year ago. I think the way this new offense is set up, it's a quarterback-centric offense that relies on decision-making in the short passing game. And I think that's the difference that you're seeing this year versus last year, because let's face it, he was the third running back in that backfield last year, the primary back in that backfield last year. And it took a toll. It took a toll on him after, 3 or 4 games. He was pretty beat up by the end of the season. KJ's not a real big guy, and but he's got a good arm, and I think they wanted to utilize that more in this type of offense that we're running. Is where the short passing game is going to be key for us. To be able to hit that little 8-10-yard pass and not depend solely on his feet to do everything for him. And so it's a maturation process that he's going through. Is he hurt? Nah, I don't buy into that. I think it's more him looking to make more plays out of the passing game, necessarily, and not necessarily with his feet. It will come. That will come. He's going to have opportunities to do that, but it's not going to be the first. It's not going to be his first weapon that they want to see out of him. They want to see him become a complete quarterback, and that is throwing the ball in that air raid offense.
Right. So he played pretty much. He played the entire first half, and then I believe played like one series in the second half, and then Justin Fonby. The transfer from Houston Christian came in, and he counted himself pretty well. I mean, he didn't have any turnovers. He didn't have as many big plays as KJ, but he moved the ball, got some first downs, even showed some run ability. Let me show comparison between KJ and Fonby. I got some video here, and I'm going to point out some things that I think may have given KJ the edge over Fonby. Because at the press conference on Monday, I asked Coach, was that quarterback battle finally decided? And he said, yeah, KJ is going to be our starter, moving forward, but you still want to make a competition and you don't want nobody to just rest on their laurels. So I think Fonby's still going to be in the mix. They'll figure out ways to kind of get him involved if needed, but I think they're going to ride on KJ for the time being. And he, like I say, I think he's a small frame guy, but I think his shoulders are big enough for that weight. Let me show KJ and Fonby at Wake.
3-man race early on, but it was White's job here. That quick pass to the near side.
So that quick pass, like we talked about, Craig, that airway, they want to get the ball at their hand quick. And the key to that, guys, and Doug, you know this, is your feet. When you watch KJ and you watch Fonby, you want to just dissect their games. Let's look at them from the waist down, right? Their feet are going to be very important because you got to be balanced when you get that ball at your hand quick. If you're off balance, if you're running sideways, if your feet are too together, your ball's not going to come out, and it's not going to be effective. So I thought when watching the film, out of both of them, KJ has superior footwork in this game, and that's why he was able to slice and dice a little bit better than Fonby was. Maybe.
Javon Dillard, one of the unknown, highest mark and pro.
Right here, look at this. So this is going to be a nice seam pass, and this is basically should be a 3-step drop. He kind of does like a truncated 2-step, but watch, as soon as his back foot lands, that ball's already ready to fire.
History minimum of
1, 2, there. That's quick. And I don't care how that pass rush is getting to you, whatever. If you can get the ball out your hand and identify, not just get the ball out your hand, think, okay, where's my options at? No, as you're going back in your drop, you've already got to have an idea that I'm going to hit this, this receiver. And look at the receiver. The ball's about to come out of his hand, and the receiver's looking back at him. So one thing as a quarterback is if I want to throw the ball quick, I can't see the back of your helmet because then I'm gonna have to hold it and I'm gonna have to run out. So the receiver is mirroring his route with the quarterback's drop. Let me show y'all once again. Hope it's not too high tech stuff, but
What are the unknown highest mark?
so this is basically going to be like almost a 3-step, but he does it too. It should be like a 3-step drop, and then the receiver is running and thinking 1, 2, 3. Let me look for the ball.
Program history.
1, 2, 3. Look for the ball. And he's open, and that's a perfect marriage. That when you got that much, what's my word? Synergy. When you got synergy between a quarterback and a wide receiver in the quick game, I don't care how much pressure, what type of blitz. I'm gonna be able to dissect and exploit whatever your defense is doing.
Catches that one over the middle. He's got his man caught past midfield. Javon Dillard. Tongue may have prevented the touchdown. A gain at 27. Not sure you expected that on first down.
Well, they came right after him. Seam route right down the middle.
And that's a
really nice throw by
that's
Kevin
a dart.
Again about these teams.
Once again,
opportunity.
We got his feet. 1, 2, 3. Plant.
Going to the air again, and that one is caught. Should be a first down or close to it. Jakari Caldwell, the former transfer from.
And I realized something, Dougie. I'm not sure if you was like this, but Caldwell catches the bullets better than he catches the softballs. As a wide receiver, describe that phenomenon. Because I know some receivers are like that. Like they prefer, you to give them that howitzer instead of that change up.
I always said it's the quarterback. I've had quarterbacks that throw the ball and it looks like it's like a basketball coming in. If somebody throws your basketball, it's not hard to catch a basketball. You just stick your hands out and catch it, right?
Yeah.
So it could be the way the ball's coming off KJ's hand. He might pick it up better. I'm not concerned about Jakari's hands. Jakari can catch the ball. He's a high-level receiver. We had some up and downs last year, but we got that worked out.
Yeah.
So he's going to continue to make plays, but look for the passing game to continue to improve.
He had a good night. Caldwell I said in our predictions last week that I thought Caldwell was going to step up, and he stepped up. Yeah, he looked very comfortable back there, and that were guys, and for the most part, the whole team. No one's kind of sucked. What's the word? No one ran from the moment. Everybody was ready for prime time. Those two guys you see on the screen right now, Christian and Caldwell, especially. They came to play, and I guess being from Power 4 schools they transferred from, that might have helped them with their psyche. But they were ready for this game.
South Carolina gain of 11.
A lot of pressure on the edge by.
You see how balanced his feet is. He's just steady, and he knows he's going to take a hit. He don't care. My objective is to fire a strike to this receiver.
Davis, bull power move and gets around the edge.
First down.
So I think this is Justin Fomby now. So he's in here, and he's going to
10 here for the Aggies. Fomby.
Oh, that's just
room there on the left side, crossing midfield, and another first down.
Speed, but the decisiveness, and you can see again, you show the zone and pull that ball out.
So he's not KJ when it comes to track speed, but he's smart. He's a wily veteran, and he knows, if they're gonna just crash down, I'm gonna keep that thing, and I'm gonna. He has a weird running stride, Doug. How would you classify his running style?
Hey, as long as it's one that takes care of the football and is safe.
Yeah.
But no, he's smart with it. I think he's efficient enough to get the job done. KJ, you've been used to watching KJ run. Everything looks a little different than watching KJ run, but he's a big guy. He's not a little guy back there, so. Look for him to do more of the same, pulling on the outside and picking up what he can pick up and take care of the football.
And say being a big guy, being a tall guy, I think he might not be as purposeful with his drops and his feet as KJ was. KJ's probably 5'11" on a good day, so he knows he has to get depth front line scrimmage, so he'll have his sight lines, and he also has to anchor that back foot into the ground as he transitions that power to his throw. when you 6'4", 200 pounds like Famby, you can stand flat-footed and just get the ball off. And sometimes your mechanics suffer because of that. Let me show you what I'm talking about.
Really want from the back end, but he'll play close to the line as well. He can play all over. Famby.
So right there, basically on that drop, he didn't really get the type of depth and power on that back foot that you normally want from a drop to kind of transfer that fastball. The ball kind of floated. It was low. And there you go, Caldwell. That's one of his drops. Whereas I think the ball would have came out a little bit more velocity if it was KJ, just because of his feet, not because of the arm strength, but just because of his feet. And look, he's starting here at the 46-yard line, right? On this drop, he doesn't get to really he's kind of throwing from like the 45. So he didn't even get that much depth. He just stayed there and delivered upper body throw.
Play close to the line as well. He can play all over.
You see that? And so that causes the pass rush to get to you sooner, right? Even though you're tall, you can throw over the line. It's still that's that much in your face, and your mechanics gonna suffer. So I think the footwork was the deciding factor between KJ and Famby.
Man, that one might have hit the ground there. Jakari Caldwell unable to hold on to that one, including Dillard. Famby under duress, going to have to get rid of it, and that should be just an incomplete pass, no grounding downs. Famby is swallowed up.
And it's like, a lot of this, I think at some point of that second half, he was maybe not playing with all the ones. I think that there was other backups in, maybe along the offensive line too. So he didn't. It wasn't apples to apples the whole series. But I just think, like I say, you see, I think KJ won the job more so than Famby lost it. If that makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So and I think Famby still, they're not gonna put him on mothballs. I think he's still gonna be part of the conversation. And hell, all three of us.
They'll both play. Yeah, they'll both play Saturday night.
I hope we have 3 or more to play Saturday.
I'm gonna say I think all three of us might play. All three of us might play Saturday if thing goes well, because But but the final score was the final score again, Dougie? It was 45-13.
45-13.
Yeah. And then the wheels kind of came off in the second half. But we got a new segment we're gonna do on this show. It's called we break down a pivotal moment of each game that could be the turning point, and usually it's a number of plays. We're gonna call it these 3 plays. Remember that song by Luther Vandross, Dougie? When was the last time they heard you say? These 3 Craig, these 3 plays, short and simple. These 3 plays. Okay, so these 3 plays were very pivotal.
Roll the tape.
When was the last time they heard? All right, hold on a second. All right. Y'all love my melodious voice. All right, so starting off, it's we come out of halftime. It is 17-10, right? We heard the March Machine do a great performance with the the Deacon Nerd band called? What's their marching machine called?
The old Black and Gold.
Old Black and Gold, man. That little pep squad they had out there, the machine threw them a bone. Said, y'all can come out here. Come on. We're gonna play $1 Million Baby. Y'all just stand there in the middle and just act like you got some sense. Just don't do too much. Because the Deacon girl flag girls were like, okay, this is my time. They're like, nah, this ain't your time. You need to sit on this line and just look good, pretty. Okay, the golden light gonna do all the heavy lifting, right? So after halftime, we came out. We got the ball back. We deferred. We got the ball back. First play of the third quarter, we run. My man Kenji Christian for 9 yards, right? So we're at the 45-yard line. For 2nd and 1, Things are looking good. we come down here and score even a field goal, it's going to put that pressure on Wake because they know that first half wasn't a fluke. Now they got to roll up their sleeves. They in the old school fist fight. This going to be, pack a lunch. You're going to be here all night. If we can respond this first drive, we're looking good, right? Unfortunately, I think my namesake Coach Marsh got a little bit greedy. 3rd and 1, instead of just going to hand that ball off and getting the first down, new set of downs, he decides that he wants to take a shot. And this is the result.
UCLA has got a lot of principles in this offense.
White, pocket breaking down, and White's going down.
So we're going from 2nd and 1, right, to probably about 2nd and 10. So we lost like 9 yards on that 2nd down play. So now we're behind the sticks. And that's, like I said, I still don't think that's KJ of the spring. That's not KJ of last year. I think KJ might have been more, gunshot. He might have stepped up quicker and got out of some of that. But he stayed back there, gobbled up a sack. Now it's 2nd and 10.
We'll call it a sack.
More consistent and look at
well, that'll do it.
The ability to just consistent.
Look at your left tackle here, man. Good Lord. Now, was it Cannon? Is that his name? He played a hell of a game.
He did. He made up for it.
But unfortunately, he had a birthday party at halftime, and he went to a skating rink, and he forgot to take his skates off.
If I'm not mistaken, this might have been. He just got subbed in the game, replacing a player. So.
Good Lord, you got to take your skates off before you get on the football field, son.
Going down, they will call it a sack.
More consistent and look at the ability to just run over people. I mean,
that's crazy. Now I gotta give props to that dude. That dude caused a sack without left tackle. That's impressive.
He had Jonathan Cannon on skates.
Yes, sir. All right, so 2nd and 10. No, it was so that was first and 10. We got 2nd and 1, scored 9. Now it's 3rd and 10. 3rd and 10, and we still, pretty good since 35-yard line. Let's just maybe make something happen here and keep the ball and, just keep things going. Let's see what happens.
Career sack leader here at Wake Forest. And now 3rd down for White. White's got time. White, he's got.
I'm sorry, Craig, I have to disagree with you. So he's not 100%, okay? Because I remember the spring. I remember a few months ago the spring game, and that dude is the same type of scenario. He was hit his head on goalposts. I remember not Wake Forest, but Norfolk State last year, and a couple others. Talent State. There was a couple times where he got open like this, and it was started the band up. And here,
we can't see what's in front of him. We can't see what he.
I can see 15 yards in front of him. There's nothing but green grass. There's nothing but green turf. I can.
You see the original line of scrimmage. He's already 12 yards behind.
I know, but I'm saying that's some opportunity and space right there. So,
like Coach said, I'll trust him.
Okay, I trust him too, but I'm saying he didn't look like he could just had that Speedy Gonzalez in him right there, right?
If he wants it, hesitate.
And so he's kind of already slowing down, and he's going to try to make a play 2 yards after the line of scrimmage. And
now he's at the 40. He's well past the.
Crazy thing about it is, if you look at this video, if you go back, that was actually a completion. I think he actually caught that ball. I don't think the ball ever hit the ground on that. Now, obviously, it would have been nullified because he went over the line of scrimmage, but that actually was a completed pass. If you go back and look, I want somebody to tell me where the ball hit. I didn't even see the ball hit the ground.
And that flag will come out.
Plus loss of down brings up 4th down.
Watch this, guys.
In the first half when he did something similar,
So look, the ball never touched the ground. I think it like rolled off his thigh and went back up.
At this point, the defense is going to converge on you, but
he catches it right there on his back. All right, so look, so that was the second play. The first was the sack. Then he rolled out. So on 3rd down. So now we got a punt on 4th down.
That was very good coverage also on the back end by that Wake Forest secondary.
Kevin White, pretty good night tonight.
See, Doug, he puts his helmet down. He goes right to the little bike. He's going to – I think this is just maybe just cramps a little bit because he's trying to loosen up.
Nice play there in a battle of field position. Loses 5 yards.
He got on that bike.
Handful of yards.
And so this is play 3. These 3 plays. So this is the third one, and this is all she
just
really
run it. So that's that 10-yard swing at least. Taylor Morin is set to receive this punt from Brown. Morin has it.
What is your man Gregory Featherstone doing? Because I don't know. Somebody got that edge. The guys, I understand you want to get to the ball, but you can't go inside, and you are the
outside guy.
When you're the outside guy, you can't say, well, you know what, it'd be cool if I just cut across the field. Yeah, it would be cool, but it will also leave your side man.
That 10-yard swing at least. Taylor Morin is set to receive this punt from Brown. Morin has it at the 28. Morin's got some room coming into the near side.
It would be nice if number 30 was somewhere on that hash.
He's got some blockers. Just the kicker to beat. To the 40, to the 30, to the 20. Morin spilling the end zone. Touchdown.
These 3 plays. So from going from 2nd and 1 at the 45 to punting and going down now 24-10. That was in my opinion, those 3 plays changed the whole game. So this is one of those things. I think eventually we were going to run out of steam anyway, just because of those 85 scholarships you talk about, Doug and Craig. But it was a yeoman's effort. We fought hard. I thought I came away thinking, wow, I love our coaching staff with their game plan. I thought Coach Jay-Z, he knew he was going to have a hard time with that slow mesh, but they stayed disciplined. They trusted their man coverage on the outside, and they did as best they could with what they had. And Craig, what do you think about Coach Marsh in that new air raid offense we got?
I think we're on the right track. We'll get better with it as we go. It's a new experience for everybody on the field. But I saw some potential in there to where we can be a big play offense, and I think that's exactly where we're going to be in another game or two. I think you'll see a lot more big plays coming out of our offense. We know we can run it. We know we can grind it out. We can play smash mouth. But I think you'll see the passing game. I think you'll see the passing game get a lot more big plays out of it than we saw last Thursday. We're on the right track. I like what we do. Our balance for the game was excellent, I thought, because at halftime we had over 100 yards passing. I don't think we had 100 yards passing. We didn't break 100 yards passing last year to what, the 5th game of the year against Norfolk.
That was it.
Went over 100 yards passing, and that was
Lord.
at 105.
Yeah.
And we put up 337 yards of total offense against those guys. I dare say I want to see anybody else who were paying Power 4 schools that weekend. I want to see how many of them put up over 300 yards of total offense. Far and in between.
And Doug, what about your guy, man? The new No Limit Records recording artist, Money Brown.
Money was money. Money is back, man. I had a chance to sit up with the families of our specialists. It's always a pleasure to be around football families. But Money's back. Money's back. He's kicking that thing good. He did double duty Saturday.
Punting and kicking. And no, triple duty. Kickoffs, field goals.
Triple duty, excuse me.
Yeah.
But he handled the place kicking and the punting for us. So, I'm excited to have him back. You got to feel like if you get the ball in scoring range, you got a great shot to get 3 points when he's out there. So, man, I think we're gonna this is gonna be an integral part of us and our ability to score points. So you gotta factor him in the game, man. You got to know those Aggies are gonna be knocking on the doorstep, and that he's a lethal weapon out there, Money Brown.
Money Brown, but he was highly productive 2 years ago, and then he had his knee surgery set out all last year, and you never know how somebody's gonna come back from that, And I think really whoever the doctor was, give him kudos, and I hope he did the same surgery for our regular punter, Caleb Brickhouse, because that dude came back like the $1 million man, Craig. He was bigger, stronger, faster. And that 51-yard field goal could have went from 61 yards. I posted that on Twitter today.
Pretty man.
And he had some great punts that flipped the field and got us out of some hairy situations. His punting was just as impressive as his field goal kicking. And he had some kickoffs that went down to like the 5-yard line or the edge of the end zone. So he was just, I mean, there had to be a game ball to go to him.
Hey, I will say Brickhouse is in great spirits, man, and he's gonna.
Yeah. He's
gonna, you know the kind of kid he is, man.
He's a man of faith. His father is a pastor. His father has a great testimony. Last time I checked, man, we asked for some prayer warriors for that Brickhouse family, and I think your prayers came through. Last time I talked to Caleb, he said his family members had a really good uptick in health, and they're doing a lot better. And he thanked the Blue Death Nation for all that. So I want to thank you guys for having that good energy sent his way. So yeah, he's married man now, and I believe they're expecting. I think he's a dad too. He's a dad too. So he got so much going on. Grad school. I love the Brickhouse family and the whole Brickhouse story. Great guys, great people. But so that was Wake, and it wasn't surprising. We ended up kind of running out of steam. But now we get the role reversal. So we're gonna be the prohibitive favorite come Saturday. We got the 63 scholarships. I think they got 23 scholarships and a ham sandwich. 28 and a ham sandwich. Not enough. Not a damn enough. They come here 7 p.m. Truist Stadium. We got that pristine emerald green grass that we're gonna be showcasing. And these boys are gonna be, we're gonna be looking to get our lick back, because last time we played these clowns, we end up losing. I think that was under Coach Lee, right?
Yeah,
was that Lonzo Lee?
Yeah.
That had to be the last loss. Yeah, Coach Lee, and I think that kind of ushered the end of the Lonzo Lee era when we lost that game. So
was that the game they were throwing footballs at the cheerleaders? I think that's what happened. The cheerleaders got ran off the track that game.
Our cheerleaders or their cheerleaders?
Their cheerleaders. So
we were throwing footballs at their cheerleaders.
Some fans, I won't say it was Aggie, but fans were throwing something at them.
That ain't a good look. So we need to have better self-control this Saturday, hopefully, with those beautiful Ram cheerleaders. Let them do their thing and without having projectiles thrown at them. So because we're going to be beating them up enough on the field. We only got a few minutes here left, guys. So let's just do a quick overview. Kermit, what's not Kermit? What's the head coach of Winston State now? Who's Robert? I can't think of his name. What's his name? Robert Massey. Massey, yeah. And they beat somebody named Bluefield State 34-3 last week in their home opener. And they only gave up 52 yards total offense on defense to Bluefield State. And so they got some local guys. I think the quarterback from Dudley's one of the backups over there. They got. If you follow Greensboro football, if you look at their roster, some names will ring a bell. But Craig, they have no chance in hell. Am I correct? Is that pretty much what you feeling?
Wait a minute, man. Let's not get carried away. Everybody's got a chance when you walk out there on that football field.
All right.
There's never a given.
Yeah.
They played Bluefield State last week, and in all honesty, I watched that game from beginning to end, and Bluefield State started playing football after a 40-year hiatus. Started playing football again a couple years ago. And so they're in their third actual competitive season with a brand new coach. I think the guy who was the coach their first year back, they got rid of him. They brought in a new guy this year, and so he had worked all year to get his numbers together so he could field the team this year. And to tell you the truth about it, Bluefield State early in that game was actually moving the ball against Winston, but they self-destructed. They gave up. They were having interceptions, fumbles. They gave up a big kickoff return for a touchdown. They blew some assignments in their secondary, left guy wide open. He took it 50-some odd yards for a touchdown. I was surprised that the game was as close as it was. I mean, really, Winston, in my estimation, should have probably put up 50 points on. I think I stated that earlier this week. They had 302 yards offense, 163 passing, 139 running. They were efficient. They weren't overpowering. They were efficient in what they did, but they played a lot of short fields in that game, so it made it real easy. You know, when you take over the ball at somebody's, inside somebody's 35-yard line 3 times in a row, you should put it in the end zone. So it's it's a little bit deceiving. They've got it. They're a competent football team. They've been picked, I think, 6th in the Pitt sits preseason in the CIAA. They're not an exceptionally big team defensively, so it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to try to defend the power running game with against this offensive line, because A&T's got some big people up front. We saw that against Wake Forest. We moved those guys off the ball. You got to wonder how Winston's going to attack that running game. Offensively, the kid they got at quarterback, Dalen Lee.
Yeah.
Again,
I like him.
Yeah, real efficient when he's a rhythm passer. Real efficient when he has a lot of time to throw the football. I want to see what he can do under duress. That's going to be a key for them. They've got a couple of good running backs, but their running game did not impress me a whole lot. I thought they had spots where they broke off a few plays, but they beat them really. It was the passing game that really the short to intermediate passing game was what they used a lot against Bluefield State. So,
okay.
You got 28 scholarships versus 63. You got levels of competition in the CAA versus competition in the CIAA. A&T should win this ball game. I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked if it's close. I really would.
Doug, what do you want to see? You want us to try out some new passing plays. Like what would float your boat on Saturday night besides just a big win? What do you want to personally see?
That's easy. I want to see total domination.
Gotcha.
Right? I want to see us come out there. I want to see that power run game take over. I want to see KJ getting a rhythm, and really establish itself as starting quarterback. I want to see us play great on defense, right? When's the last time we had a shutout in Aggie Stadium? Let's keep those guys crossing the 50 like we used to when we faced lesser talent, like we did when we used to play those birds from down the street. But I think we've got a lot. We still got a lot to prove, right? Yeah, we should win the ball game, but this is an opportunity for us to see Coach Brown get his first home win, right? So I think this is a great way to kick off your home schedule. I said last year, I always think we should start the season if we can with a nice favorable matchup at home to kind of get your young guys started. So this is an opportunity for our guys to grow up. I think it's the next step in that process. I actually like this year's schedule a lot. And so as I predicted, I think we'll go out there and beat up on the Rams a little bit. I think it'll be ram chops on the menu at the Brown tailgate.
I can't wait. So tailgate, blue. What time you gonna start firing up the grill, man? In the blue lights, man.
Well, I don't know what time the grill's going up. I'm gonna try to be there at 2 when they open up the gate. That's always my goal.
Woo, it's early, man.
Hey, man. To be early, be on time is to be early, right? We got to be there early, If not, I get lost in the shuffle, and everybody's mad at me because I'm late with the equipment. So just doing my part, man. Trying to be a team player.
I can't wait to see everybody out there. It's gonna be a little reunion. We haven't been seeing the Aggie Nation in a while, especially the Blue Lot boys and everybody from all the parents and everybody who comes out there. Doug. Everybody know where Doug's spot is, right in front of the field house exit. So we'll see y'all out there. We got a big golf tournament on Friday. Still time to support that Hall of Fame golf tournament.
There it is.
There it is. Man,
I collect these things every year.
So look, it's 9 a.m. Friday, Oak Hollow course. Go online, go to bluefi.com, and there's some link somewhere on the homepage where they talk about how you can support the tournament. You can get a whole sponsor for $100, I still believe, and there's other things you can do. Contact Maceo Bowling. I'll put all the links in the description as soon as we get out of here. Still time to be a part of that. I think they're actually having. When is the actual banquet? Is that Saturday night? Or is that when is the banquet?
Thursday night. It's tomorrow night.
So the banquet is tomorrow night. You want to get a ticket for that if you can. That's going to be, I guess everybody can get a chance to speak, and that's going to be like a gala event. And then the following Friday morning, 9 a.m. sharp, they're going to start the Hall of Fame golf tournament. Going to be who's who of A&T greats. Bill Hayes is going to be out there. All the Hall of Famers, Maceo Bowling, and Doug Brown's going to be out there. He's going to be shaking hands and kissing babies, and maybe we'll see the new chancellor. You think the new chancellor going to be out there? Deuce Martin, as we call him.
Deuce Martin. If he wants a chance to fellowship, man, he's more than welcome, man. That's what it's all about. There'll be some great vendors out there and great food for sure. So, man, come on out. Get them out there.
All right, so let's get out of here. So we're right at 9:30, a little bit over. Oh, somebody told me in the chat that I had the wrong artist. It's not Luther Vandross. It's Stevie Wonder who sings.
Of course it is. That's why I was laughing at like, man,
these three words. So I think y'all want me to sing again. Is that what y'all hitting at? Do I need to put out a mixtape of
on that, man? Just let the velvet rope ride, man.
My own rendition of the classics. I can go like Maxwell too, Craig. I can do the high pitch. I can do a little bit soprano, and then I can come down. I can come down low. So it's like Barry and Maxwell.
You sound like my cat. My cat baying at the moon out there, man. Like two cats out there on the fence post baying at the moon. Stick to your day job. Okay, just stick to your day job. You'll be fine.
Tough crowd. All right, so Craig, I don't even want to make a prediction. If we ain't beating these fools 60 to something, then I'm gonna be upset. So, give me the last word, Craig. Take us out of here, man.
I don't know if it's gonna be 60 to nothing. Somebody remarked in the chat that Massey is an Eagle.
Yeah.
So he's gonna have his guys ready. I don't know how much of a factor that plays into it, other than the fact it's A&T and Winston-Salem. But I would suggest that folks who are going to that game on Saturday get there early. We're going to this paperless parking situation now. Paperless and cardless, and so if you have to go online to get a parking pass to get in one of the lots, because I don't think they're going to be taking money. So you can go online, get your parking pass, and just keep it on your phone so they can scan it so you can get parked. Got to be there early. I expect the crowd is probably somewhere between 19 and 20,000, if not more. I like us in this ball game. I'm not too big on score right now. I'll make that prediction when I put my column up tomorrow. But I like us in this one. I want to see our defense. I really want to see our defense put some pressure on them, because I don't think they'll be able to. I don't think they'll be able to function offensively if they got pressure. That's the one thing I took away by watching them. Offensively, we're going to move the ball, so I'm not worried about that. So. And
we came out of Wake Forest game pretty healthy. I think Coach Brown said everybody who started that game is going to be able to play this week. So I want to hopefully that trend will continue. We come out of Winston State healthy.
Yeah.
Any announcements, Doug, you need to give us before we sign off?
None. Looking forward to seeing everybody at the stadium, man. Come out, support football team, support Aggie Athletic. Let's have a great time, man. I always say it, best family reunion out there, man. Every Saturday is a family reunion in Aggie Stadium.
This is a big game too, because my wife I say she wants to go. So anytime the missus wants to come to A&T for anything, and she graduated from A&T, then it's either Jiho or something on that scale. So she said
it's gonna be a party.
It's gonna be a party. So hopefully,
it's gonna be a big giant party down on Sullivan and Lindsay. So
I like that.
Y'all need to be out there this weekend.
All right.
Yeah, they're bringing their band over too. That's gonna be interesting. You got with the Red Sea of Soul.
Oh yeah,
whatever they call itself. Yeah,
I like that. Get up. I like that. Yeah. All right. So let's get out of here. So for our special guest, Dionte Sharpe, he came and gave us some jewels on how to restore a football field because he's worked magic. He's the grass messiah of A&T. Special guest, we appreciate him, and then of course for my main man Doug Brown and the president CT, I am Samaj Marsh. It's been another great episode of Inside the Valley. See you guys at the stadium on Saturday night, 7 p.m. Till then, see you next week. Aggie Pride.
Aggie Pride.
Aggie Pride.